Okay, so for this morning, we're going to break this training into the 4 parts. Okay, the first part we will talk about on some updates on HR rules. So either there's any changes for EPS, also PCB, and also the latest topic HRDF, right? Okay, and then after this briefing, then we'll go through the SQL Payroll master data setting, how to do your maintain employees, and all the like overtime setting or any increment letter or confirmation letters, and then commissions or claims, how do it do in the SQL, and also for the payroll finalize, and then there's some special situation like CP38, advance paid, or any tax benefit. Okay, and then of course we'll go through some payroll government's reports. After that we'll have a short break of course. Okay, and then we'll proceed until the third part will be SQL leave, the leave, how do you apply the leave, how do you set the leave that each of the employees entitled per month or per year. Okay, and then others additional features that we have in the SQL Payroll linking with SQL account. All right. Okay, and then of course we'll have a Q&A sessions after the payroll training. Yeah. Okay, so let's start. First, as a brief, we have 5 statutory contributions for you in Malaysia, right? Okay, so we know that we have to contribute for PERCASO, for EIS, for KWSP, for LHDN, and lastly, coming soon will be HRDF for every companies. Okay. All right. The first rules we're going to discuss here today is for the EPF updates. Or okay, actually this is not a very new rules lah, or new updates. It is actually start from 2 years ago, 1st of January 2019. The senior citizens 60 years old above, okay, they can choose not to contribute EPF. Okay, but if they want to contribute, it's okay, they can just go ahead. And the employer contribution can reduce to 4%. Previously is 50%, right? So normally if 11%, 50% is equally to 5.5%. Okay, or if they don't want to contribute, it's okay, no problem. And for employer contribution is only 4% for senior citizens, start from 1st of January. But if let's say the employer would wish to give more higher, also no problem, but cannot less than 4%. All right. Okay. But then in SQL Payroll, system will automatically detect the age by what? Okay. So later I will show you on the date of birth setting. Date of birth setting is very important to capture these employees is in what age at this year. Okay. And most toward for the budget 2021. Okay, so right now for this year we can choose for the 11% or 9% of contributions, right? So if you want to remain on 11%, so I think you should already done your Rorang 17A has 2021. Okay, so if you do not do this, so that means your automatic rate will be 9%. And of course, in SQL Payroll, the automatic rate is 9% for KWSP if you don't do any adjustment for 11%. All right. Okay. And then continuously, we talk about on SOCSO for Foreigner Worker Employment Injury Scheme. This one is start from 1st of January 2019 as well. Okay. So previous year, if the foreigner comes to work, the employer no need to buy any insurance for them, right? But okay, start from 1st of January 2019, there is the Foreign Worker Employment Injury Scheme. Okay, so of course in SQL, if the SOCSO type is second category, okay, for SOCSO type only 2 kinds of person will be in second category. Number 1 will be the foreign worker lor. Okay, number 2 will be the senior citizens. Okay, because senior citizens, they no need to pay so, but employer will need to pay for so for them lah. Okay, so in SQL later on we will show you on the setting as well, because system will automatic once you assign for the second category, the residents will auto untick. But if you found that this category is for senior citizens, please make sure you tick back the residents, or else later will be affected the PCB calculation. Okay, because non-resident and residents tax rate is quite different, yeah. Okay, and then coming to the PCB updates. Okay, and this is not a really new rules also. Okay, and previously for KWSP with life insurance, the total of tax relief is 6,000. But start from 2019, right? They break it 4,000 for EPF, 3,000 for life insurance. Total up will be 7,000 now. Okay. So if you don't have life insurance, then so sorry, you only can maximum tax relief on 4,000 for EPF rate only. Okay. So it will be summed up. If the year exceed than 4,000, then it will be taxed also lah. Okay. Okay. So I think most of you, why you are here today is for some updates for Human Resource Development Fund, HRDF, right? Okay. So there's an expansion, big expansion on HRDF to collect the money from your company. Okay. So let us see. For the old class of employer, okay, because HRDF is a kind of fund that your company pay, not employee to pay. Okay, but it will based on what? So it will based on the levy, meaning your fixed income to pay the total 1% or 0.5%. Okay, so there's a rules for you lah. Okay, so previous year, there's only 3 sectors who need to contribute for HRDF for the companies. So which is manufacturing sectors, service sectors. Okay, so for this one is the old one, but new class is no longer limited to these 3 industry, but is all industry. Okay, so later we will show you the list of all industry. Okay, and who is the person who need to pay HRDF? Okay, you can see, so there's a rules that say if your company have minimum of 10 local employees, okay, 10 local employees, then your company is compulsory to pay for HRDF. Compulsory, yeah. Okay, but then if your company is in the range 5 to 9 local employees, meaning this one is optional whether you want to pay or not. If you pay, then in the future when you send your employees to seminars or workshop, then you can claim for expenses lah. Okay, and where and when to start the register? Okay, so this one you can start to register through the HRDF portal, start from 1st of March 2021 until 31st of May 2021. Alright, okay, so these 3 months is a grace period. You no need to do. You only need to do a register, but you will need to start to pay. Your company will need to start to pay for June 2021. But June 2021, the last day for payment is set on 15th of July 2021. Okay, so as what I mentioned, they pay for levy, basic salary with the fixed allowance. Okay, so this is the part you're going to contribute for HRDF. And the levy calculation. So if let's say you have more than 10 employees, local employees, yeah, okay, so meaning you have to contribute for 1% from the total basic salary with plus up the fixed allowance. Okay, and then the optional one, either you can contribute 0.5%. Okay, so this is the part how many percent that you're going to pay for. And for the benefit after paying, paying HRDF levy, the employers under the scheme are eligible for receiving a grant from the fund to spend on their employee training program. Yeah, so it is what, like you have seminar, you have workshop, but right now everything's go to Zoom, right? Because due to pandemic, okay? But then I think we're still eligible to claim as long as your company pay for. Okay, and then penalty, if you fail to pay for the HRDF, okay, so this one fine will not exceeding than 20,000 or in prison for 2 years, not exceeding 2 years, and then yearly interest 10% in respect of each day of default or any delay in payment. Okay, so this is the penalty. And industry which will be exempted from HRDF until the 31st of March only. Okay, but after this, all of this industry will need to pay for HRDF. Okay, continuously. This is a CP39. So as you know, CP39 is no longer receive the payment in check from counter. So everything's go online. And then for PCB system, all right. Okay, for today's, if you are SQL Payroll user, you no need to bother about on system ePCB. Okay, because for system, if you are any system user, actually you will just need to register for system eData PCB. This is what I mentioned, eData PCB, the longest one. Okay, ePCB and eData PCB actually is from LHDN. One is for no payroll system, another one is for payroll system. So payroll system, we are using eData PCB, right? And then, of course, with payroll system, eData PCB, save your time and save your job, because you may upload. You just attach the file and then you just upload to do a submission and do a payment. That's all for every month. Okay? Yeah. And lastly, please follow our Facebook. Of course, I think this screen is no longer the latest screen, but it's okay. You can just look for SQL account eStream HQ. Yeah. So we'll always update the latest rules, the latest video that we're going to share some information with our user. All right. Okay. So any question? If any question here, then you can just jot down and let me know. Okay. So let us start for SQL payroll setting. The first thing we're going to set up is actually the company profile. So before we have employee setting, so we must have the company profile first. So where do we set it up from? Actually, we can go under the file and then we go under the company profile. Okay, so under company profile, you can just name your name, your company name, okay, and then register number, okay, any remarks. And for the square box here will be your logo. So how do you load the logo? You can right click and load it to select the photo. Let's say SQL. Okay, so you may key in your attention, your address. I think this is very straightforward. You may key in. Okay, and the important part is actually you will need to maintain the employer EPF number, the tax numbers also, and so on. Okay, so there's a tab right hand side beside the general tab. You can see my mouse cursor right now pointing EPF. So you must key in your EPF employer number, your tax employer number, okay, and SOCSO. So SOCSO we have 12 digit the employer number, then you can just key in. And the same thing here, the HRDF is, if you are in the 10 local employees, then your HRDF default rate will be 1%. If not, 5 to 9 optional, you can make it to 0.5. Okay, so it's up on your setting. Okay, and then zakat, Jacket, if you have the employer number, then you can key in. If your company not pay on behalf, then just let it be. For Tabung Haji, it's the same. All right. Okay. And then for officer here, this is slightly important because I think the EA form you already given to your employee, right? Okay, actually the officer here, it will be shown in the EA form, the bottom part. Remember there's a position or designation, who is the person, who is the IC number and job title and so on. Okay, so you may key in here. Okay, let's say my boss, Desmond. Okay, IC number. Okay, and then job title, director. Okay, officer phone number. Let's say email. Okay, so you can just fill in and move forward to dealer. Okay, dealer actually is for you to save your time to look for your phone directory. So when you have signed your support center, then you can just key in your support center, who is the person you always talk to, what is the phone number. So in the future, when you need support, then you just come over to a company profile to look for your dealer phone number will do. Okay, and then this one is for e-leave lah. So e-leave because we can send the notification through the email. So it's meaning you need to set up the port number or host here, and then once anyone to apply or implement on the e-leave, then you will get a notification to your email. Okay, so this is the part you will need to do the setup. So I think it's very straightforward, right? So once you're done, you may save it. Okay. All right. So after I do set up my company profile, so of course, before paying money, who I need employee information, right? Okay. So employee information, we can look at the picture here. So the first step is the important part is maintain employee. Okay, so let us click on maintain employee here. All right, so this is my testing company lah. So I already have the employees here, but no worry, we can do another new one. Okay, just click a new one. All right, the code will be auto generate. Okay, let's say job title. Okay, I am doing a system consultant. Okay, let's say okay, and then my name is CV. Alright, okay, and the personal tab here, I think very straightforward. But what to mention here, the date of birth. Remember, just now the EPF rate, everything, we will keep track from your date of birth. So we need to detect, is it this person is 60 years old or 16 years old below. So many things that it will affected the automatic setting in SQL. Okay, so you may key in the date of birth, or let's say is okay, and then your address, your phone, your email. All right, and then the IC number here is important as well. Okay, so this is very important also, yeah, because local will have IC number. If those foreign worker doesn't have IC number, you will just fill up the passport number. Actually, IC number is also our SOCSO number, yeah, so you may fill up accordingly. Okay, and for the grouping here, so for grouping is actually optional. If you need to grouping your employee into a different department lah, different branch lah, or different project handling, then you may do the grouping setting. But if you don't do anything, it's okay. System will still running well. Okay, but if you need, let's say maybe when paying money, you are paying by project or paying by branch, it's better you have this grouping. So how do you do this grouping? You can go under the branch here. All right, you go to the drop down table here, then you click on the new. Okay, click on new, and then let's say you have the Shah Alam branch, let's say. Okay, then you save it. So upon you do it, and then you will see immediately the system will be updated, then you may assign accordingly. Okay, so it's the same concept to applying for the HR group, for the department, for the categories. Okay, so you can do it by clicking down and go to new to create your new grouping. Okay, so this is very straightforward as well. All right, okay, and then the third tab here will be family. Okay, family, I think it's better we declare it as emergency contact number because some is single, right? So impossible they have spouse, another half name, right? Okay, so you may key in maybe your siblings, your daddy, mummies contact if this person made in emergency. Okay, so you may just key in, and then the most important part here is the payroll info. How system auto calculate to know what is the monthly wages lah. It's based on what contribution lah. Okay, so this part is the important part. All right. Okay, let us look column by column here. The first one will be wages type. Okay, so for wages type, if your company is hire all local, then congratulations to you. Actually, you no need to do any additional setting anymore because our default setting is always follow the HR rules in Malaysia. Okay, so what is the setting here? Okay, where do we check? Actually, you can go under payroll, you go under maintenance, and you go under maintain wages. Okay, under maintain wages here, you will double click into this default wages. Then you can see actually the contribution here will be contribute to EPF, SOCSO, PCB, PCBA, EIS, OT, EA, HRDF, and so on. Alright, okay, so the normal one, of course, we contribute EPF, SOCSO, PCB, EIS, and then to be present in EA, and also right now will be HRDF as well, right? Okay, so this you have to take. Okay, and then you will ask, hey CV, how come on your screen you have PCB and PCBA? What's the difference here? Okay, PCB, actually both is PCB, but PCB additional is for if it's not a fixed income, it is not every month you get it, then you will need to use the contribution for PCBA. The PCBA calculation or the percentage is slightly different. With PCB is slightly lower, as I know. Okay, so monthly wages is every month, so it is PCB. It is not PCBA. Okay, so every month is a fixed income, then it's PCB. All right. Okay, and then EIS as well. So if you are, of course, I think everyone for here is private sector. If public sector is meaning government side, they do not need to pay for EIS actually. So when you tell, you need to contribute EIS, actually they don't know what is EIS. Yeah, okay, so only private sector will know what is EIS because we have to pay. All right, okay, let us share some information on EIS here. Okay, so this scheme I think is not so new also 2018 okay. So employment insurance system. So what is the scope for EIS wages? Salary, allowance, commission, overtime, holidays, extra works on holidays, pay leave. Okay, so all of this is the scope to pay for EIS. All right, and then of course there's assumptions. All right, it's like traveling allowance, EPF, or any personal claim, gratuity, bonus, VOLA, and others remuneration. All right, and who is the person will be excluded from EIS? So just now we talked about on the public sector, right? Okay, but then also for age 18 and below. So it's meaning this kids 18 years old. Okay, the first join the companies. okay, or first to come to the social to work, okay, so they are not, and they do not need to pay for EIS. Okay, 16 years old to 18 years old, but 18 years old above, I think will need to pay. Okay, and then age 60 and above senior citizens lah. All right, or any new employee at age 57 join a new company. So maybe 3 years later it will be a senior citizens. So this one no need to pay anymore. And public sector, and if a boss or self-employment employee, okay, or domestic worker, foreign worker, employer with no employees, so all of this category will be exclusion from EIS. Okay, so this is the EIS. Actually, what is the purpose to pay for EIS? Anyone know? Okay, so for EIS actually, it's running a fund that you pay, and then if let's say, touch wood, you lost your job, okay, you're unemployed, okay, so you can just claim from the EIS to get some living costs to cover until you get your new job. So this is why you pay for EIS. All right, okay, and then continue. For OT, is it the OT, we're taking this portion to calculate as OT? Of course, yes, right? Yeah, EA, you have to tick, HRDF have to tick lah. Okay, so if let's say right now you have foreign worker, so foreign worker you will need to pay for what? Pay for SOCSO only, right? EIS no need. OT of course yes. EA whether you will send or not. If yes, then you tick lah. And HRDF no need, right? Yeah. So you may need to generate a new wages type. Okay, you go to new. Okay, and then you may go to foreign worker, let's say. Is it enough for me to claim? Yes. Okay, so foreign worker, they have no EPF, they have no PCB, EIS, EA, HRDF. So they only contribute for SOCSO and OT. Even though I know foreign worker no need to pay for SOCSO, but you still need to take, because the boss will need to base on this wages portion to pay for the SOCSO. Okay, so you must take it. Okay, and you save it. Alright, so upon you save this setting, so in the future under your wages type you have two options here lah. Default wages is meaning all for the local, for the default setting, or the foreign worker. Okay, so I remain, if let's say my income will be 3,000, let's say, and then we go to the second setting, which is contributions. Okay, under contributions, actually from here have a lot of the setting. Let us see what is the setting here. How to call it? You can go under payroll, you go under maintenance, and then you go under the maintain contributions. Okay, so under maintain contribution, let us see on the default contribution. Okay, so let us see here from EPF rate for employee. So you see, we have the A here. A is stand for auto EPF rate. Okay, so our system default EPF rate for 2021 is 9%. But if let's say the whole company are doing 11%, so how do you do? No worry, you can just edit it and make it 11% will do. So you don't follow the automatic rate. Okay, but please make sure you are typing 11% instead of 11. Okay, because I found that our user called, how come my EPF why every month only deducted 11 ringgit only? Correct meh? Of course not correct lah, because if you put 11 is amount, so you must put the percentage and system will assign or calculate for you 11% based on from the EPF table. Okay, and then employer rate here will be automatic. I will advise you to be automatic. Why? No worry, you will tell me, CV, later the system have 5,000 of income, more than 5,000 income, will it go to 12% or 13%? Because I see the screen is 12% here. Okay, we can see on the bottom part here the green color wording that I'm pointing now. For employees who receive monthly wages of 5,000 and below, the portion of employer contribution is 13%. Yeah, okay, so you see on this row, meaning system will auto capture, yeah. So if your wages is lower than 5,000, system auto assign 13% for you. So you just let the system to do for you. So just put A, okay? And then this one is pensionable public sector. This one is for public sector. No need bother about it. Okay, and then right hand side here will be working day per month, working hour per day. This is what, yeah? This is actually for OT setting. OT setting. Okay, for OT setting. Wait. Okay, for OT setting here, what we do here, you can see my screen, right? You want me to put bigger? Maybe I share bigger. Okay. Normally for OT, we calculate by hourly OT or daily OT. Okay. For hourly OT, the calculation normally formula will be based on wages divided day per month divided by hour per day, and only we times the rate either 1.5, either double or either triple. Okay. And daily OT will be based on wages divided by day per month, only with times with the rate 1.5, double or triple. Okay, so under the contributions parts here, so this one is the hour day per month. So you will divided by 26 divided by 8. It's based on your company. Some of the company very good, or they only based on 22 or based on 24. Okay, so you can just put it your calculation you want it to be and only divided by 8 hours. Okay, and then the overtime calculation based on maintain employee setting. This one normally we take is based on the maintain employee setting. So is what we had keyed under the wages. Currently we are under the payroll info tab, right? So it will follow all the calculation. Okay, and then coming soon will be STD calculator. All right, this one is actually for the PCB calculation. So PCB calculation no longer has schedule table and formula. Please don't use it. Okay, please use computerized calculation. All right, and then there will have the REP or IRDA. If your company have those experts come back in Malaysia to work, then they are under this special scheme. But normally all of us, small potato, will be in computerized calculation. All right. And then there's an options here, claim SOCSO relief in PCB calculation. But you can see the bracket here, TP1 form submitted. What is this means? Okay, because SOCSO will always, every month will be paid now. But actually SOCSO can be relieved in our personal tax, right? Okay, so either this personal tax is your company straightforward deducted at the month end, or after the whole year, then when you are doing your personal tax submission on every April of the year, only you key in the figure to tax relief. So if you claim the social relief in PCB calculation at the month end, just tick this, and then what you do, make sure your employer will be given you the TP1 form. Okay, so how does TP1 form looks like? I save this screen first and then I preview. Okay, and then I look for the TP1 form. Okay, so you can see the TP1 form here. And press OK. Yeah, so it will based on the bulan potongan, no? And then what's the company name and who is the person. So if let's say you have the release here, then you just fill up. Okay, and then print it out for keeping reference. If let's say your company being audited by LHDN, yeah, then you just prove it. This is your TP1 form. That's all. All right. Okay, so this is the TP1 form setting, and then you can see beside the general here, there's a more tab. Click on the more tab here. There is another word. Okay, there's a setting for bonus, for director, for pay leave or unpaid leave. So you will need to depends on your setting. So whether you are under bonus, PCB, PCBA, okay? For bonus, normally it's PCB additional because the bonus is once per year, or maybe some company have 6 month once, I don't know lah, okay? So please make sure it's PCB additional, okay? And then director fees, they are no need to contribute for EPF, SOCSO, PCB, but they will need to pay for PCB additional. Okay, director fees here is actually for, like, let's say the dividends given, and then they have a big portion taken. It is not the director that every month you also pay 8,000 or 10,000 of salary. That one is not director fees, yeah. Okay, so just be declare with your director fees and the working director salary is different. Okay, and then pay leave. Pay leave, whether you are contribute for EPF, contribute for SOCSO, contribute for PCB, EAS, EA, and so on. Okay, so this one you tick accordingly. But what I'm going to sharing here is for this maintain contribution. If let's say if you tick or not tick, what is the difference here? Let us see on the unpaid leave. Okay, let's say the monthly wages is 1,000 ringgit, okay, and unpaid leave is 20 ringgit per day lah. So if let's say this person have 1 day of unpaid leave, so if yes you take the unpaid leave for the unpaid leave part for EPF, then it's meaning system will taking the 1,000 minus the 20 ringgit, will taken the 980 to refer the EPF table, and the same thing for SOCSO, LHDN, and so on. Okay, but if you didn't take the EPF, it's meaning it won't be deducted this unpaid leave portion. It was straight taking the basic one, the basic salary 1,000 to refer the EPF table. All right. Okay, and then for the same thing for pay leave 1,000, if you have another pay leave of 50 ringgit extra per day, so if you take EPF, meaning it will take 1050 to refer EPF table to contribute the EPF. If no, then we'll take only 1,000 to refer EPF table. So this is the difference if you tick or you untick. Okay, so once you're done, you may save it. And then you just assign under the contribution. Okay, let me go into the edit mode again. All right, okay, continuously we go to frequency. Frequency is meaning I think currently we'll have less company will be contribute half month once or weekly once. So either we have the default frequency is meaning once per month or half month payroll. So half month payroll, it will be like I will just take it this fast. I think not much of people were doing this. Okay, sequence your day from day 1 to day 15, and the contribution rate is only 50%. So it's meaning when they're taking the 50% of the wages, they will also contribute partially 50% of EPF, SOCSO, and PCB, and so on. Okay, and then continuously we have the payment method. Okay, what payment method here meaning? Is actually the payment method that we pay for the employees. Yeah. If let's say the company, you are signing any credit bank system, then please make sure you had assigned the setting here. Okay, and then you must using a direct transfer because the credit system is direct transfer, right? Yeah, so you can just fill up your account number, your any bank charges and net pay and so on. Okay, so after done, you may save it. Okay, you save, and system will automatic detect Hong Leong Bank have what kind of credit banks report, Maybank you have, RHB Bank, and so on. Now I think there's 20 something bank, 21 or 24. I'm not really remember. It's all supported with auto credit. Okay, and then continuously for bank, this one is for the employee bank. So let's say Hong Leong Bank, but Hong Leong Bank going to their own personal Maybank. Okay, so you can key in the Maybank account number. And then self-disabled, is it this person is a handicap? If no, then just untick. Young resident, normally we are Malaysian, right? So you just tick. But if have foreigner, expatriate, then you just untick it. Okay, and then your EPF number, the employee EPF number. Okay, and K initial, just leave it. SOCSO number will be your IC number. So we copy the IC number and paste it. Okay, and then SOCSO type. So either just now you mentioned, right? We have first category and second category, so you know how to differentiate it. And EIS, so whether yes or no. Okay, if no, with reason why is no. Okay, so normal will be yes. Okay, tax branch, tax number. Okay, and continuously for the marital status. Okay, marital status here, C1 is meaning single. Okay, if let's say married, then system will update the tax category to C2.K. K is actually kana-kana lah. So if this person is married without kids or without children, so no need to assign anything. But if you have children, okay, so there's a children tab here. So see my mouse cursor, there's a children tab here. You will need to insert name, not necessary, but the date of birth is important to determine whether this, your kids, is it under which tax category. Because the tax category here will have different, like any children under 18 years old and below. So if you assume as one kid of tax relief will be 2,000 per year. Alright, and then if let's say if your kids is under TC 2,000, so it's meaning you are sending your children to receiving a full-time instruction at diploma level, okay, at the higher education in Malaysia. So it will be deducted 4. It will assume this burden will be 4 kids. So 4 times 2,000, 1 year is tax relief on 8,000, no? Okay, so this is quite important for you to do your tax planning. Okay, and of course, one children can only one side lah. So if let's say you have 2 kids, one for your wife, one for your husband, or both go to husband or both go to wife. Okay, or eligible rate. If let's say you want it to be 50-50 because these children is you and your another half one, okay, then you just make it 50%, 50%. But no need so complicated lah, because if not, later a lot of problem. Just separate it, average will do. Okay, so once you do this children assign, you may save it. Why I need to save? Because once you save, only when you go back to the payroll info here, the tax category will be refreshed. Okay, so after they refresh, only you edit it back and then do accordingly. Okay, so this is how system do the tax category assigned by your setting. Okay, and then spouse working is C3, category 3. Okay, spouse, is it disabled, is it handicapped? And then you can just tick accordingly. All right, and then for override tax category here, meaning you don't want system to help you assign. You assign by yourself. But safety purpose, just let your setting is correct. Don't do this. Okay, don't do this. Because later on, LHDN will kacau and then see when your tax category is strong, and then a company will be fine and the person will need to pay back CP 38 also. Okay, so just let system do it and then make sure your setting, your information that you given to your HR is correct. Okay, and EA serial number and tabung haji number. Okay, then just fill out accordingly. Join date, confirm date, and retire date. Okay, join date is for actually leave setting later, so maybe I skip this part first. Okay, so later we'll come back. Okay, continuously we come to the allowance. Okay, why we have allowance here? For allowance here is actually the fixed allowance. Is meaning that every month when you process the payroll, you're giving you this allowance type. Okay, so from here I can assign. So if how do you do a new allowance type? Is the same. You can go under payroll, maintenance, maintain allowance. Okay, under maintain allowance here, you can just create your new allowance type with your code, if unique, okay, description and the rate. If let's say the rate for every single employee is different, it's okay, you just leave it 0 and then you assign accordingly under the maintain employee setting, no problem. Okay, the parts we're going to discuss here is the tax exemption code. Okay, this is very useful for you to plan your tax relief as well. Okay, and then there's few categories here lah. So somehow some of the category will have maximum value, is meaning 1 year cannot be exceed what is the amount, then after this amount then it will be tax. Okay, so the first one will be petrol. So petrol, if your company is giving you any petrol cards, traveling allowance, petrol allowance, yeah, so monthly will be 6,000 divided by 12, monthly maximum 500 lah. Okay, so if 500 is better, you spread it out. Okay, and then 6,000 per year lo. Okay, all right. And then for parking here is as long as you have the receipt, then there's no maximum value. And any for meal or phone bills, awards, maybe this one, it can be like 10 years of service, 20 years of service in the company. So not necessarily impossible everyone will get this now. Okay, so you have 10 employees, maybe 1 year one of the employee will get these awards. So maximum is 2,000, so you can exempt it from. And then loan, interest, okay, and education loan. Okay, so you may assign accordingly, and then take the contribution setting accordingly as well. All right. Okay, so come back to allowance here. You will just assign, and then you may assign the value. Let's say it is 200 per month. If this is a handphone bill, then you may assign the handphone bill accordingly. All right. And then if you have petrol traveling allowance 500 per month, okay, then you may assign petrol like this. All right. Okay. And deduction, is it any fixed deduction? If no fixed deduction, then of course you can just leave it blank, or you can just make it as a loan button. Okay, loan button is meaning like let's say you borrow the company for 500 ringgit lah. Okay, so right now company giving you 500 ringgit for borrow you as a loan. Okay, this loan you're going to use 5 months to pay back every month, each month of 100 ringgit. Okay, so you can actually use this to create a deduction type, so-called loan. Okay, loan. Okay, then you this is loan, then so doesn't have anything of the contribution. Okay, then you save. Okay, so once I do it, I loan, and then for 100 ringgit per month. Let's say, okay, you may preset, you call out the date from date to. So you can set low. So example like 1st of April, 5 months later, maybe it's the 30th of September 2021. So you can do this only on this period. System will deducted this loan 100 ringgit per month. So you can keep track, and you at least you have the records. Okay, so this part is quite useful for you to lend your money. Okay, and then for claim limits, this is mostly for our e-claims parts. But of course, you can use the, if let's say your agent, this one CVN is the agent, so every month she have the default claims. So you can just key in accordingly. whether but the yearly limit and monthly limit, this one is for to control the e-claims part. It unable to do any setting in the payroll particular in this payroll. Okay, you can set up, but it no function. The limit will be only when you're using the e-leave, the e-claims app to apply. If let's say exceed the limit, then system will prompt you a message, you are exceed like this. Okay, and then great news here for tax benefit part. Previously, our user will need to key in every month or 12 month, 1 month by 1 month for tax benefit. But if you are having a company cost or benefit in kind of VOLA to these employees, it's just every month. So no problem. You may just insert your tax benefit here with all these alias like motor car, driver, furnishing, gardener, servant, vacation, membership, VOLA, miscellaneous, and so on. Okay, so let's say it's company car. So you just key in a company car, and then maybe it's you can key in the car plate number and what is the amount. If let's say it's one month is 200 ringgit, then you can just key in 200. This one you won't get any money, but it is in terms you have this benefit. Company lend you a company car, then you can use it, but you cannot see it, you cannot buy it, you cannot touch it. You can touch it but you cannot feel there's a cash value in your hand. Okay. Alright, so this is the tax benefit. Then you can just key in, and then notes is additional notes that you need to describe this employees or anything special thing happens. Then you can just key in under the notes. History here will be any things that you update or you change, system will have updates here. Let's say, like example, increment. Just now my payroll, the wages is 3,000, right? Let's say right now, I have the increment 200 ringgit, let's say 3,200. Upon I save this, system will have this history. You can see revised wages from 3,000 to 3,200. Okay, then you can assign the history type as increment. Why I need to do so? Because from this setting, I will be able to preview an increment letter from the system. Okay, how do I preview? So after I do this increment ready, right? You can go under the preview, and then you look for the increment report. Then you press OK. So it will show you the person name and their place to blah blah blah. It's a basic one. Okay, so this one is simple, then you chop and then given if you need this increment letter. Alright. Okay, so this is the increment and children tab. Just now we talked about already. Attachment, any attachment, but not advised to do so because it will increase your database file size. Alright. Okay, so I think that's all for maintain employee. Oh yeah, if you can see the manager here. So the manager here is actually for e-leave setting. Okay, so once you have ticked this manager, then you will have this whether you are the manager can manage the e-leave or not. Okay, so if you have e-leave module, then you will need to do this setting. Okay, so once you're done, you may save it. Alright, okay. So far, okay? I think no problem, right? So we have a 5-minute breaks, and then we'll continue on the continuous part for process the month end. Alright, okay, so if you have any question, then you jot down. Maybe I just now see there's some Q&A. Maybe we'll take a 5-minute breaks, and then we come back with Q&A, and then continue with the continuous part. Alright, thank you.
Still using manual forms for leave application? Do you find it time-consuming and tedious? SQL eLeave can change that for you. You can start using SQL eLeave by logging in with your email address that is saved in your employee profile. Click on the Employee button to see your dashboard. The leave information has been divided into 3 categories. Click on Take a Leave button to apply for leave. Set the start and end date. Choose the leave type and write a brief reason for your application. Click the tick on the top right to submit and confirm application. Your new application now appears in the Leave Application Summary awaiting for your manager's approval. SQL eLeaves comes with salary info containing your latest salary details. To view more, click on it and you will be able to see your salary for every month and even the previous years. Want to know the detailed breakdown of that month's pay? Simply click on the amount. To see a more filtered summary, click on View Payroll Info, Wages, and Allowance. You can also view your Form EA in this app. Form EA helps you easily fill up e-filing due in April. Go back to your dashboard. Click on the icon to see application status. One application has been approved and the other has been rejected. Click on the leave to see details and the reason on why it was rejected. You have no more pending leave application now. Your leave balance report shows the number of leaves you have used and the remainder. Next, let's look at Manager Dashboard. Here are the companies that you can grant leave approval. You can see when an employee has applied for leave on notification icon. View the number of pending leaves using the Manager view. You can see the 2 leaves that were applied earlier. You can either approve or reject it. Remember to leave a comment after making your decision. Return to the dashboard and check for employees who have applied leaves on the selected date. The Leave Application Report lets you see all the leaves that were applied. Leave Balance Report shows your employees' remaining leaves for the year. Click on the Employee button if you need to submit a leave application on your employee's behalf. With SQL eLeave, you can manage leaves, read salary details, populate EA forms anytime, anywhere.
Where's my claim?
Save time and get paid faster. Scan, submit, and receive claims with SQL Payroll.
Okay, so I think there's no other questions regarding on our training just now. So if you are interested with our eLeave modules, this one maybe you can ask for your agent for more details, because for today's training we'll more focus on SQL Payroll. And eLeave is actually, yes, every single module you will just every single mobile phone you download the apps, and then of course the maintain employee side you will need to key in your email to be linked, and of course your database must be synchronized to the server first. So first you subscribe first, then only your agent or your support center will guide you on how to do that. All right, and then for today's training will be recorded, but then I think we will need some time to be edit this video, not so fast you can able to replay, but if you want to replay for our previous video, then you can just access to our website to check for previous video under when you're doing your register payroll linking, right? So you can go under the bottom part there's a previous training video list for you to see whether on SQL account, SQL payroll. Okay, so you can just click on the replay there to review first. If you have urgent or something you are not familiar, then you want to do it. All right. Okay, so let us proceed to the part hold on, for process finals, pending and special cases. All right. Okay. Okay, what we do, everything that I have this transaction ready, right? Employee already, right? You will need to generate your monthly payroll. Okay, so monthly payroll, if your company is very straightforward, after you preset under the maintain employees, everything will follow. Doesn't have OT, doesn't have any special things, then congratulations to you. Your step will be just easy as right now. You can just every month, you just click on new payroll, and then you just process final will do. This one system will remind you if let's say a previous month doesn't have the process of final, then system will remind you. But no worry, you can just click yes and process, that's all. So you had done. So what you do, so after you process, you will just need to double check on your payroll, is it correct or not correct. Okay, so you can see the wages will be captured 3,200 for CV Ng. Okay, and then allowance, this one is just now what we had done in the preset setting for the handphone and petrol allowance. And then remember the deduction for loan, the 500 loan, so it will deduct 100 ringgit. And then of course for this one is the EPF, SOCSO, EIS for the employee parts, employee portion. And then on the right hand side, the gray area here will be tax benefit. Remember the company cows, optional tax relief, the SOCSO tax relief, right? And then for employer EPF, employer SOCSO, employer EIS. Okay, and then continuously you will see the PCB. System will actually calculate the PCB accordingly. Okay, but for this right now, because I assume that this person never joined the company, haven't joined a company from January until March, and this person never works. So for April, they do not need to contribute any PCB yet. Okay, so from here we can also click on the print PCB. Print PCB. Why my system? Okay, print PCB. Okay, then system will be actually allocate all the information accordingly, and then you can just click on calculate. Okay, you can just click calculate. Calculate. So system will let you know whether this person. Okay, so this is the part we doing for the PCB calculation. Alright, okay, so you can just do a comparison, and then after that you can check for second person and then third person. If everything okay, then only you will print the payslip. Okay, print payslip is very simple. So you just come to upon when you process the month end, you come to this screen and then you just print payslip. Okay, so system will come out the details, everything, and then when preview, so you are able to choose your payslip format. Either you want to use a 1A, 1B, 1C, 2A, 3A, and so on. Okay, so normally the simplest one is 2A actually. 2A is more clean and clear. Okay, doesn't have many informations. Okay, you are see basic salary, allowance how much, EPF how much, and then total deduction and net pay is how much. That's all. Okay, or you have more complicated one will be the leave with leave and leave breakdown, or any allowance breakdown, or loan or deduction breakdown. Okay, so this is the earning part, the deduction part, the leave parts, and then the allowance breakdown, deduction breakdown, and also the summary of PCB, EPF, EPF, EE is employee, ER is employer, employee, SOCSO, EIS, and so on. Okay, so this is the second format we have in the system. And then the 3A, what is this actually? Okay, this is another format. Okay, you can just take accordingly. This one, because the table maybe some of them confused, so they want it to be this way. So this is the second options. And then we can see the total working day, how much are rest day, how much are public holiday. This is the main part. Okay. All right. So this is the pay slip. Okay. And then, of course, for monthly, you will need to pay for EPS, SOCSO, EAS, income tax, and HRDF, right? So from the reports here, every month, you will just apply, okay? And then on the right-hand side button here, you can see my cursor. There's submission of KWSP Borang A via magnetic media, okay? So you click this one, press OK. And then you may save to desktop lah. Let's say I save it. Okay, so you may get the file. Okay, let me go to the desktop first, yeah. Okay, so let's say this is the file. So of course, we cannot read lah. This one is the format requested lah. Okay, so you just upload to the KWSP portal, because when you're doing the submissions, right, it will ask you whether you are paying, somehow you are paying through the KWSP portal, then you just choose the number 1. If you straightforward pay through the bank, then you see whether which bank you are subscribed lah. So Affin Bank lah, Alliance Bank lah, M Bank, CIMB Bank, and so on. Okay, so everything's here. So you may just upload accordingly, will do. The same thing to be applied for SOCSO, EIS, income tax, HRDF. Okay, so everything's here. And then if you want to have a payroll summary, then you may able to print it out. Okay, wait, I see there's a question. Okay, Yani asked for the accurate PCB calculation, do I need to put in January and March payroll figure? Yes, of course. This one, because right now the PCB is using computerized calculation, right? So computerized calculation evaluation from, like, let's say right now you are doing a payroll for April. So evaluation January until March, how much is your income you get already, and then current month, and how many months left until the December. So the formula will be based on this. Yeah, so you must update accordingly. All right. Okay, so this one is the simplest one. So you will just have to key in your employee, and then month-end process, check everything okay, then submit. But as I know, there's no so simple thing in this payroll calculation. So normally you have OT lah, you have many kind of situation. Okay, so if let's say right now you have overtime. Okay, so for overtime, normally if you have the attendance system, timesheet system, then you will have the records. Then everything actually you can be imports, or you can just summary in Excel. You know how many days, or how many hours of OT for normal days, for double or triple. Okay, so where you can key in, actually you can go under payroll. Okay, and then you may go under open pending payroll. open pending payroll. Okay, under open pending payroll, you will see overtime. Okay, under overtime here, you can just insert lah. So let's say if you my way is more comfortable with summary lah. So you summary the whole month. This person, let's say this person CV, she works for normal hour working. Okay, then you just set. Okay, because the code here, the default we have D, we have H. D is stand for daily OT, and H is stand for hourly OT. Okay, so the 0.05 is meaning the rates lah, 0.5 normal or triple. Okay, or the hourly will be 1.52 or triple. Okay, so this is the rate that 115 equal to 1.5, 20 2 double, 30 is triple. Okay, so this is the code. You may assign, let's say CV Ng will be work for 5 extra hours for normal days, and then CV Ng again, she works for the public holidays for 8 hours, let's say. Okay, so you can just key in, and then maybe Lee Chong Wai, he will also work for hour, and then you can just insert accordingly. So once you update the form, then you may save it. Okay, so this is overtime. All right, let's say there might be happen on advance paid also, meaning those who borrow the gaji first. Okay, so it is more for foreign worker lah, or maybe those local worker that with low salary. Okay, so they will borrow the money first, right? So this is called advance paid. So advance paid, again, the same thing, we can key in under the pending as well. Okay, under the pending, so we can come advance paid here to insert. Let's say the person who borrowed the money is CV Ng again. Okay, so let's say she borrowed for 200 ringgit. Okay, so I key in 200 ringgit, yeah. So upon I done, I save it. So I expected at the month end, there's a deduction of 200 ringgit later lah. Okay, but this one is what we had keyed under pending. This is what happened. What is the situation that might be happen in 1 month at the middle of the month? So I just key in first. Or you have any deduction, you have any claims, then you can just insert first under pending. Everything that haven't happened, haven't generated the month end, but it happened in the middle of month, you scare because human always will be forgot right? So no worry, you can just key in the system first to have a record first. At least at the month end, you already have all those records, then you just process, that's all. Okay, so let's say the claims is 25 ringgit lah, and then maybe for others have 100 ringgit lah. So you can just key in accordingly the claims. Okay, so you key in everything, and then you will only do the process. Okay, let's say right now, just now we do one is, okay, let me take a notepad here. The first thing, just now we are doing overtime. The second thing, we just now do for the advance paid. And the third thing is the claims. Okay, for C, if let's say my company for overtime, it will be calculated at the month end. So this one is month end. This one is middle of month because they borrow the money first, right? Month end only pay, month end pay. Month end pay. And the claims also month end pay. So for C, for this three situation, right? Only advance paid, you need to process first because you want to give out the money first. Okay, anything that you give out the money, you're giving out the payment before your month end, Then you will need to process for the ad hoc. Okay? Before month end, everything you need to process for ad hoc. Okay? So what to do for process ad hoc? You can do like example right now, I go to payroll. I go to new payroll. Okay? And then from here, final frequency ad hoc. So you can click on ad hoc. Alright? So let's say today is CV Ng borrow the 200 ringgit for advance paid. So if anything that you given out the money already, just process as ad hoc. So the ad hoc here is 17. So it's today, I assume as today. Okay, and the process from and process to, please make sure this date is very important because the date for ad hoc always must be before the last day of the month. Okay, ad hoc date must be before the last day of the month. Okay, so example, January, you have 31st, right? Ad hoc, the latest date you can process is until the 30th of January only. Okay, example like April, we have 30 days, right? So ad hoc last day, latest date can be processed is up to 29th of April only. Okay, so this is the part you have to take care for ad hoc process date. Okay, so let's say this on 17, I can just make it 17th of April as long as before 29th of April will do. Okay, and then come to the contribution parts here. If the EPF, is it for this advance paid need to contribute any EPF? If no, then do not calculate. Okay, if balancing only that one is maybe later I will have another situation that only you use this one. Okay, so no need to pay, yes, no need to pay, I just pay the 200 ringgit will do. Okay, so in this case contribution no need to do any assign. Okay, and then under the process here we go to the second one because I had key in under the pending payroll. Okay, so for pending payroll here, we have come to the pending transaction and I tick for the advance paid. Advance paid. Now press OK. So you may see it right like advance paid CV. Okay, so you can just click on process. So only CV will have advance paid on 17. So system will be appeared 200 ringgit. Okay, and then of course this one you can be print out a payslip for this CV to prove and sign she get this 200 ringgit. Okay, so this is advance paid. Okay, how about let's say Hari Raya coming soon so maybe you were giving the bonus also. So let's say bonus. Okay, so for bonus, right, we also can key in under pending first. Either some of the company they will pay the bonus first separately with the month end or together with the month end. It depends on the company. So anything that I key in under the bonus, I can key in under pending bonus also. Okay, so we key in under bonus first. Let's say CV Ng, she will get same 1 month bonus, and then Lee Chong Wai will get 2 months. Let's say it's 3060, 3060, yes, correct. And then who can get this one? Maybe 3 months, 6,000. So you can key in accordingly. So upon done, you may save it. If let's say this bonus you are doing, okay, come to, we already done this one. We still have others haven't done. No worry, I will come back. Okay, the fourth situation here is bonus. So either is ad hoc or month end. But we are doing ad hoc lah, okay? So I key in under pending already. And then let's say I have ad hoc payment. So this bonus ad hoc payment is on 29th of April, because ad hoc always must be before the last day of the month, right? Okay. So what I do? Again, I go to payroll. I go to new payroll again, and then I put on the ad hoc. Okay. So right now, the date here, I make it a 29th of April. And the process date from to is also until 39th of April. Alright. Okay, so for bonus, it's very special. Because bonus, if let's say, company giving you 5,000 bonus, is it this 5,000 you'll get all? No, right? Actually, you will need to calculate your EPF first lah, your PCB first lah, right? So this is the part you need to take care on. So please, you can do it as balancing EPF first, okay, and then PCB. Alright, and then again, you must choose the pending payroll because since we already key in under pending, and then we have to tick bonus. Okay. And for bonus, right, the very important setting here, you must put it 0. Why? Okay, because for bonus, you pay first, right? So if I don't put 0, it's meaning the portion for calculate the PCB, or it will take the monthly fixed transaction and plus the bonus to calculate to get the PCB. So at least when you process the ad hoc, right, then you will find the 5,000 at last, maybe you will get only 2,000 or 1,000 something because they already deducted all the UTD contribution. So normally they were unhappy lah because you straightforward deducted, but actually it will be fair one. At the month end, it won't be calculate the PCB anymore, but maybe they want to get the money first, so just let the UTD calculation to make it 0. Only for bonus, you need to do so, okay? UTD contribution is only for bonus 0, yeah? Others, you just remain 100%. Okay, so you press OK. And you press process again. Yeah, so right now you will see, just now we have 3% have bonus, right? So the first is CV Okay, 3,900. Is there any PCB calculation? No, she didn't. I think for like Lee Chong Wai also doesn't have because I had deleted the previous month end. Okay, so it will assume by using the formula lah. Okay, so system will be process this bonus accordingly. Okay, so this is the part for bonus. Any question here? Okay, Carmen asks, the PCB calculation will be auto-calculated by SQL Payroll system automatic, including accumulate salary, EPS, PCB payment. Yes, of course, because we are using the formula of computerized calculation as same as LHDN. We are approved, so it's exactly 100% same with the formula, okay? Yes, and then this is for bonus lah, alright? Only when just now we come back to these two things, overtime and claims. Overtime and claims. Okay, overtime and claims, this one I assume it processed together at the month end. Okay, so let's say just now I already processed advance paid, I already processed bonus, and then right now I'm going to process for the month end. Month end is meaning keeping everything already. So what you do? Very simple. Month end is always most simple one. You just go new payroll, go final, and then select your month and then process. That's all. Okay, so let us see on CVM again. You see the overtime system will calculate for automatic. Okay, it will get the 18 ringgit 75 cents per hours rate, and then remember there's the advance paid. So advance deduct 200 ringgit auto minus at the month end. Okay, so this is the part we talk about overtime. and also the advance paid at the month end deducted, and also for the claims. For claims, I think we do it for Lee Chong Wai, right? So let us see. Claims will be happen also. And then Cook and Kate also have the claims, I think. Yeah. So this is the part system how to present. Okay. So let's see. Because for today's transaction, we do not need any PCB calculation. Okay, let me increase the wages amount for this person first. Let's say I go with it to 30K per month. So once you key in the 30Ks, right, system will calculate the PCB. You can see it will depends on the range. If the range is not hit the PCB, then system won't calculate any PCB. But once hit, then it will show you how much you have to pay for this PCB. And then you can click on the PCB button again. System will help you to fill out everything. Okay, the bonus lah, the monthly remuneration, everything's here accordingly what you had keyed in the system previously. Okay, and then you may just click on calculate, and system will calculate the formula blah 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 blah, and then you'll get it the 7998. You can see there's two rows here, additional remuneration, because of the bonus is under PCB additional. Okay, and then this one 6,000 is for the monthly one. Okay, yeah, all right. Okay, so this is the part we done. Okay, how about just now we talk about on also the CP38. Okay, what is CP38? Yeah, so CP38 is installation plan to return your tax amount to LHDN. Okay, so what is that? Yeah, let me show you. Okay, so this is what I mentioned is to deduct your salary, which issue, because maybe let's say the CP38, the total amount you owe the LHDN is 1,000 ringgit. Okay, this 1,000 ringgit impossible. I ask you at the month end, you that minus 1,000 ringgit to pay back to LHDN ma. So they will be help you to consider, and then they will schedule you a table. Okay, to have monthly installment. If let's say 1,000, they've spread straight into 10 months. So every month you deducted by 100 until 10 months. This 1,000 return back to LHDN. No? Okay, so this is CP38. All right, how do we do in the CP38 here? Actually, we can go under payroll again, under open pending payroll. Open pending payroll. And then we look for the CP38. Okay, you go to CP38. We have one button. You no need to key in. If let's say 10 rows for 5 employees, 50 row already, or you need to key in, right? Okay, no need to do so. You just click on generate. So they will give the table. They will give the schedule table one actually, and then you can just assign, like let's say Lee Chong Wai. So 30th of every month. Okay, how much is the amount? Let's say it's 100 ringgit up to, let's say it's April until October lah. So you just take accordingly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months only. Meaning 700. So it will be this way. And then if you have second person, then you just generate and change, and then accordingly, if let's say it's 85 ringgit and 45 cents, let's say lah, then this one is 30th also, and also this one is from April until July only, let's say. Then you may generate. So system will append for you. So after done, okay, why I cannot save is because my month end already processed. So for this CP38, you must process before you closing your month end. Yeah. Okay, let's say I forgot about to process this one, but I already processed my month end. How do I revert? Okay, so what you do, This one you can leave it here, don't close it. If not, then you will have to reprocess. You just go under payroll, open payroll, okay? And then you go month end. Okay, go on month end, you may right click the month end here to delete. And then press OK. You have to key in your admin password. Only admin can do so, yeah? Okay, so after you closing and then only you press the save. Okay, you save. So expected on April, I have CV Ng with 85 ringgit and 45 cents and Lee Chong Wai have 100 ringgit. Let us reprocess our month end again, yeah? So what we do, we go payroll again, new payroll, and then we go final and process again. So let us see on CV Ng. So you can see there's a deduction CP 38, 85 ringgit and 45 cents. And for Lee Chong Wai, the same, 100 ringgit. Okay, so this is how you may delete. Even though you already processed, you may delete. But if no need to delete, you can just add on also can, because system is very flexible. Let's say for this Lee Chong Wai, for this month April, they have commission pay on the month end. So if you don't want to key in under pending, you can straightforward come to commission here to insert the commission this person get. Okay, let's say it's a 2,000 ringgit. You can just key in 2,000. Right? So it's very simple. So once you key in the 2,000 and then it already hit the PCB already. So meaning they have to pay another 11 ringgit and 80 cents for PCB. So you can see, once you add in, system will be based on recalculate everything and then to capture the correct PCB, this person have to pay too. Alright? Okay, yeah. So any question here, or you guys have any special situation happen in your company that I never mentioned above? I think so far everything is covered lah. Okay, and then we go to the government reports again right now. Okay, we go to payroll, we go to government's reports. Just now we talk about on EPF Borang A, we talk about Soksolo. So this all the form already in here. Okay, what you do is right now, I think the latest one is you guys are busy submitted the CP80 until this month end, right? Is it? Okay. So with using SQL, you have many jobs to simplify, because this CP38, as you know, there's a lot of column, right? I didn't, because 2020 doesn't have transaction. So system will come out this form and then only you just print it out and then submit. Or you have the part A, you know the part A is for what? For the calculation bilangan pekerja lah, bilangan pekerja baru lah, everything's here. So with system, you have the records and then you just follow to fill up your Borang E will do. Okay. So this is CP80. And then, and also of course, we have EA form. Okay, let us see on EA form, print income tax EA form. I make it 2021 because 2020 doesn't have transaction here. Okay, so when I preview, so I have all the format. Let's say I'm using an English 2021. So system will be preset here to show me lah. My name, IC number, blah blah blah, and then the figures, everything's okay. So if let's say because some of the details part are like details of payment here, and then gratuity periods, this one, or any like company's car given benefit in kind specific, because this part we are unable to key in one so system unable to capture. So what we do the customized EA form. How do we do customized EA form? You can just close it here. All right, you can see the right hand button here, customize EA form. You click here. All right, and then you select, let's say CV Ng, then you press customize. So from here, you will just update lo. So let's say just now this part, right? Company car maybe is Honda City. Say lah, okay, then you save it. So upon you done this setting, you apply again. So anything changes, it will be in yellow. Yellow highlighted is meaning it is not default one. Something had changed. Okay, what it changed? Let us see. So you see Honda City BP W1234. It will be stated. So this is how you customize the EA. Of course, the figure also can change or also can add in. But if your setting is all correct, actually you no need to amend the figure lah. Alright, okay, so you only normally amend the description and others. Okay, so this is how you amend the EA form. Okay, and then if very unlucky or your lucky day, you have LHDN officer, custom officer to visit your office. They will ask you to have Lampiran PCB audit. Okay, actually system also will have Lampiran B, Lampiran 2 lah. Okay, so as long as the records everything you had key in the system able to print it out for you. Every single format. You ask me why have so many format. Actually, you need to see because every single state they will have different officer, they will have different format. So this is the format we collected from our previous customer that they audited by HDN. So they given us to help them to customize, so they do not need to manually do it lah. So once the format done, then they just print out and then submit to the officer. Okay, so with this, as long as the previous transaction you had inside the SQL Payroll system able to help you to come out with income tax Lampiran B lah and Lampiran 2 as well. Okay, and then for government report, what else? HRDF law. HRDF will be very simple. You go to the print HRDF here and then you select your percentage and then you apply. So far for HRDF, there's no upload file yet, as I know. You will just need to log in the HRDF portal. Okay, then there's a column for you to fill up the total amount that you need to pay. So you can see the wages is how much, allowance is how much, overtime how much, blah blah blah. Then you put in, and then HRDF total to pay is how much. Okay, so temporary still don't have upload file for HRDF system yet lah. It is not SQL don't have, is HRDF don't have yet. So I think every payroll system don't have currently. You just have the amount that fill up on the column, that's all. Okay, and then how about just now we have the payslip format. So payslip format, maybe somehow if you are using eLeave, actually you can skip the print payslip part because some of our client, they go green already. They never print out any payslip anymore. So anything they want to view, they can view from the eLeave apps. But eLeave apps as optional, they can also don't want to show employee info. You just have to untick this setting will do. Because some company like us, we are unable to see lah. So it will be hiding just only for eLeave and eClaims only. Okay, so that's optional for you. And then for payslip, like you have HR, if you have 100 employees, 200 employees, impossible want you to one by one email because some of them didn't print out the email, go through email. So actually we have batch pay slip, email pay slip, but then this one is an additional features. Okay, it is very simple. It will be look like this way, but of course it will be feel because this computer doesn't have local email yet, and also this one is access right lah. Okay, so you must have the license first, of course, to have batch email payslip or batch email EA form. So you will have one shot. It will detect human resource maintain employee the email to send it out, and then if you need the password, then it can be configuration as well to open the payslip. What is the password to open? Also can be configuration. All right. So this is the additional parts we have in SQL Payroll. Okay, we'll continue on 5 minutes later. So if you have any Q&A, please jot down as like your friend just now what we did. So I will answer you by Q&A later on as well. Okay, so see you guys later. So you guys can have a exercise and then we come back. Okay, so we come back in 11:55. Yeah, okay, see you.
Still using manual forms for leave application? Do you find it time-consuming and tedious? SQL eLeave can change that for you. You can start using SQL eLeave by logging in with your email address that is saved in your employee profile. Click on the Employee button to see your dashboard. The leave information has been divided into 3 categories. Click on Take a Leave button to apply for leave. Set the start and end date. Choose the leave type and write a brief reason for your application. Click the tick on the top right to submit and confirm application. Your new application now appears in the leave application summary awaiting for your manager's approval. SQL eLeaves comes with salary info containing your latest salary details. To view more, click on it and you will be able to see your salary for every month and even the previous years. Want to know the detailed breakdown of that month's pay? Simply click on the amount. To see a more filtered summary, click on View Payroll Info, Wages, and Allowance. You can also view your Form EA in this app. Form EA helps you easily fill up e-filing due in April. Go back to your dashboard. Click on the icon to see application status. One application has been approved and the other has been rejected. Click on the leave to see details and the reason on why it was rejected. You have no more pending leave application now. Your leave balance report shows the number of leaves you have used and the remainder. Next, let's look at Manager Dashboard. Here are the companies that you can grant leave approval. You can see when an employee has applied for leave on notification icon. View the number of pending leaves using the Manager view. You can see the 2 leaves that were applied earlier. You can either approve or reject it. Remember to leave a comment after making your decision. Return to the dashboard and check for employees who have applied leaves on the selected date. The Leave Application Report lets you see all the leaves that were applied. Leave Balance Report shows your employees' remaining leaves for the year. Click on the Employee button if you need to submit a leave application on your employee's behalf. With SQL eLeave, you can manage leaves, read salary details, populate EA forms anytime, anywhere.
Save time and get paid faster. Scan, submit, and receive claims with SQL Payroll.
Okay, so we continue on. Just now, the Q&A side, we have asked about on the gyro parts, right? Okay, for gyro parts, you can go under not government report anymore. It's under the credit bank report. So from here, you can click on the process here. You will select your payment method. Remember, just now at the morning, we had set the Hong Leong Bank, right? Okay, so you apply. So upon you apply, you can see the right hand bottom part also we have the electronic credit transfer, right? So once upon you set the Hong Leong Bank, actually it will have the system to show you whether which system you are subscribed. So if you are subscribed for e-payment, then you select e-payment. If you connect business, then you use the connect business, connect first, then you use connect first. So fill up accordingly. Only you export the file, it out, and then only you upload to the bank side. Okay, so every single bank's format actually we have like Hong Leong Bank, they already have 3 systems. Maybank, as I know, they also have 3 systems, and RHB, Alliance Bank, and so on. Every bank actually we already can be supported. So you can just preset your setting under maintenance, payment methods, and then you assign your bank accordingly, and system will be auto capture what is the formats here. All right. Okay, so that's all for payroll credit bank reports. Okay, so we had done for the maintenance part, we had done for the process month-end parts. Okay, let's say actually system able to be captured on the leave parts also, right? So for the leave parts, first setting, actually we will base on the leave setting as well. Okay, first thing, remember under the maintain employee, we come back to this setting again. I'm taking CV again, yeah. Okay, for payroll info tab, okay, payroll info tab here. Okay, you have to key in your join date and confirm date. Okay, why? Join date is when you join a company, confirm date. So after confirm, you will only entitle for the leave, right? Okay, so this part you were important to key in. Let's say I'm joining this company for 1st of January 2019, and then confirm date is on 2 months later, 1st of March 2019. So I can key in here and update first. All right. And then for leave here, we have few settings here lah. Okay, first we have the leave type. At the moment when you create a new company, system will have these 3 kind of leave already setting here. So the first one will be annual leave, and then will be unpaid leave. The third one will be medical leave. So these 3 leave type already inside. Okay, but then you can do your own setting as well lah. So like example, if you have marriage leave, okay, then you can create marriage leave. It's entitled. Can it be brought forward? No. Then just save it. Or you have maternity leave. Make it short form, maternity leave is entitled, and then save. Okay, so you can do your leave type, everything's here. And then under leave type here, what I need to mention here is again for annual leave. Okay, annual leave actually is entitled, everyone is entitled as long as this person is a confirmed staff lah. So it's unpaid, impossible only unpaid leave is unpaid. And optional here, annual leave either some of the company can be brought forward, some of the company cannot be brought forward, right? So if your company can be brought forward, then you can tick. And then brought forward later, the setting can be maximum brought forward how many days. So this is the later setting. But if you can brought forward, you have to tick the brought forward here. Once you're done, you may save it. All right. Okay. After this, you have to go to the leave group. Maintain leave group. Okay. Under maintain leave group, system also have one default leave group already, which is the annual leave, MC, and unpaid leave. Okay. So for here, we have the policies, right? Every single company, they will say, if you have service in the company 1 to 2 years, then you have 8 days law. If 3 to 4 years, then you have 12 days. And above 5 years, and then you have 16 days. This one is variance. So it depends on your company policy. And then you will need to set it up in the system. How do you set here? Okay, for annual leave example, you may edit this annual leave. Let's say you come here. I went too fast. I think I slow it down. Okay. You just go to leave group, then you edit the leave group, edit again, and then under the AL here is entitled here. Once you click, you will see a dot button. You click the dot button, then you can assign. So 1 to 2 years. If let's say my company is 12 days, then I assign 12 days. 3 to 4, 16 days. 5, the maximum is 22 days, let's say lah. Okay, so you may assign 12, 16, 22 like this. Okay, so the 5 years and above, we make it 99 years lah. So impossible you can service in the company more than 99 years lah. You already become vampire already, or if you can stay until so long. Okay, so you press OK. And then continuously we go to the medical leave. Medical leave, so this one is the standard one, 1 to 2 years, 14, 3 to 4 years, 18, 5 years above 22 days. Okay, and then unpaid leave. Unpaid leave doesn't have entitlement table. Okay, everyone also wish there's no unpaid leave for you. Okay, but the amount for unpaid leave, normally we can divide it by 26 day formula. Okay, so we can click on the dot button again, then we can do it as the formula we want to set it by default wages, by whether the unpaid leave will be based on the wages, included allowance or not. If included allowance, then you have to tick allowance to calculate as well. Okay, if no, then you just untick it. Okay, so let's say I make it a custom days, 26 days. Okay, so you can do this setting. And also I can add on a marriage leave here, and then I add on the maternity leave here. Okay, let's say, but I don't set any entitlement table because not everyone will entitle this one. So if let's say impossible, one people can marry so many times. Okay, and then maternity leave 1 year also, you at least once, and guy, they will have no maternity leave, they will have paternity leave. Yeah. Okay, so you can just preset everything here. No need to set any entitlement table. Then you just save it. Okay. So how do I know for this year how many day leave I have left? Okay. So this is the part. So we have to go under leave, and then I go to leave entitlement processor here. Okay, leave entitlement processor. You come to leave entitlement processor, then you click on process. Okay, so system will base on the join date of the company of the employees to determine the annual leave. Okay, like CBN join later, so the annual leave is only 16 days, MC 18 days. Okay. Oh, I left out the brought forward annual leave. Later I will let you know how to do. Okay, if let's say CBN going to marriage this year, so company given her 2 days of marriage leave, so you can just assign here. And then maybe Nicole have a paternity leave 90 days, then you can just key 90 days. Okay, so if at that particular year this person have, then only you key in. If no, then just make it 00 will do, no problem. Okay, once you're done, you may save it. Okay, so come back to the annual leave that we can brought forward. Remember just our annual leave can be brought forward. We go to the leave group again, maintain leave group. Okay, then you edit. Under the annual leave here, you cannot see the brought forward again, right? So no worry. Beside the leave type here, there's a little star here, right? So click on this little star. Tick the BF. BF is not best friend or boyfriend. It's brought forward. Okay. So click here. Tick, and then click the maximum, and then you can assign. If let's say a company maximum can bring forward 10 days, then 10 days. 5 days, 5 days, 8 days, 8 days, or 3 days, then you key in 3 days. But then you may ask, can I control whether if this leave only can bring until 30th of June? After that will be burned. Sorry, this one you still unable to control, but you at least you need to manual adjust it out lah if already exceed the 30th of June. Okay. So this is the part you can do it. So once you update, right, you may calculate again. No? So let's say you highlight and calculate the entitlement. So everyone, you can see those that have leave, they will maximum brought forward 5 days. Then of course you can adjust. If let's say you just only allow 2, then just allow 2. You are still able to adjust even though system calculate for you. Then upon done, you may save it. Okay, so this is the part for leave entitlement processor. Okay, let me see the Q&A here. Carmen asks, if annual leave only available in following year after confirmation, can it be set in the system? Annual leave only available? Yes, can. So it's meaning when this person after join, and then of course you already processed for 2021 for other stuff, no problem. You can just come back to leave entitlement processor. Here, when you process, system will ask you whether you want to open or override. So you can press on open. If let's say CVN just joined, then you just highlight the name and then calculate. So system will refresh for you. Alright. So this is how you add on a new employees in the middle after you process the leave entitlement processor. Okay, so this is the leave setting, and also we have the calendar here. Okay, calendar here. I will advise you to use the default calendar will do. Don't create every year one calendar. This will make you trouble. Why? Okay, later I will show you why. Okay, but just make it default calendar will do. You edit the calendar every year, then you may assign, like example, your rest day, your annual rest day is when? Let's say every Saturday you are not working. Then you can just set the annual rest day. If every Sunday you are not working, then annual rest day. Okay, and then only you set the public holiday 1st of January, public holiday. Then for Chinese New Year, this year is when? Then 12. Is it? I think so. Okay, then you can just set. Can set. Okay, so we will have all the list here, and then the calendar will be updated. The calendar where it happened. The calendar is actually happened under maintain employees. The grouping here, calendar. Okay, so you get what I mean why you don't create the calendar every year. Because if you create calendar every year so once a year you need to edit this calendar to change to another calendar for every single employees. Right now I only have 6 employees, no problem. I change in 1 second, 2 minutes. But imagine you have 50, 100 employees, if you do the calendar setting every year, one new calendar, how many jobs you need to do? Okay, so my advice is don't create a new calendar lah. So you may just do one calendar, edit to assign, that's all. So you no need to every year come here to do the assign. Okay, so this is the leave part. Okay, for leave part, actually we have leave application report as well. So any leave application, then system will show out. Okay, and then I will show you the manual for leave applications. If you are not using eLeave, no worry, you are still able to control on the leave. So what you do, you can just go under leave and then go to the first one, leave applications. Under leave applications, you can select your year, of course, year 2021. Let's say CV Ng will apply for leave. Okay, let's say you can see here. So this is the leave type, everything will come out. Okay, so annual leave, let's say annual leave, CV Ng celebrate her birthday, 14, let's say. So you will have this annual leave. Annual leave, then you highlight. Annual leave, highlight. Oh, so you can see if apply in a rest day, system will be also notify you. Okay, if no, it's rest day, then no need to apply leave. If MC, then you just apply MC. Okay, so system will also help you to prorate the medical leave, how many days this person able to take medical leave for January month or February month. So is it allowed? If allowed, then just allow. If no, then you may transfer into the unpaid leave. Okay, and then for our leave, actually we can have 30 minutes leave, you can have 45-minute leave, you can have 3 hours leave, no problem. How do you do that? Okay, so beside the date here, there's a small tiny star button again. You click on here and then you call the day as time. Day as time here, you can set, let's say I'm going to take a leave for 3 hours. You just set 3 hours and then system will put it at 0.38. Okay, so if 5 hours, you don't need to calculate until you so hard lah. So you just assign your hours here, then system will calculate. 5 hours and 30 minutes, system also can able to calculate. So just let system to do your job. Okay, so you just assign the number day as time like this. Once you're done, you may just save it. Okay, then you can proceed to the second one, and then you do the leave applications. All right. So after done all these things, wait. Okay, you can see at the bottom part here, annual leave, there's a balance reports here. You're able to keep track of taken how much, and then balance how much. And how about if let's say some is not an annual leave, but it is they work extra, so they will get replacement leave. Okay, in SQL Payroll, right, for replacement leave, what we do, replacement leave, normally they will get back 1 or 2 annual leave month. So what we do, we go to the annual leave here. Let's say our CV do the extra for 11. Okay, but this 11 days, I make it by -1. So if -1 is meaning the balance will be increased back 1 more day. So this is how we do the replacement leave. So you can get it as replacement leave. This. So once upon you done, you may save it. And then of course, you will come back to get your leave application reports. For example, application reports will be show you, okay, who is the person who take the leave, when, and then what purpose, how many leave, balance, annual leave, medical leave, balance. Okay, or you can have leave attendance report as well. So is it maybe 100% attendance, you will get rewards. Yeah. Then system will have all these kind of reports. All right, you can select or filter the daylight as well. And then leave balance report. So from here, you're able to keep track. So whether how many leave you had left. Okay, so this is the reports that you can view. Okay, so this is the leave part lah. And so on. Just now, maybe I have left out for the yearly individual reports. Yearly individual reports, right? You can able to get it the finalized report. It's a complete one. Will show you January, February, March, April, how much is your income, how much is your deduction, and how much is all those like tax relief lah, employee EPF, so and so on. So this is the report that you can print out, because sometimes you give the EA to the employees that don't know whether is it correct or not, because it's just a figure come out from a system, but at least they can have a comparison under the yearly individual reports. You can attach the yearly individual report together with EA. Okay, so for reports wise, you may just play around here. Okay, and then one more thing is maybe some of the companies they will hire the clerk to help them to do some setting or key in the payroll system, but maybe the monthly wages is very sensitive item, so you can hide it up with access right. So right now I'm using admin to log in, maybe CV to help, so CV have the login ID, but CV cannot see certain information. So we can do the setting as well. So it's meaning the setting I'm going to show you is to hide the employees wages. Okay, so you must untick the show employee wages, but don't do for admin. Admin, even though you untick, it will still not working, because admin, once you set anything, it will go to the default. So you can just create another user to assign the access right for the person who help you to do cannot see employees wages. So what he or she can do, then you can tick accordingly. Can do, then you tick. Cannot do, then just untick. All right. Okay. So and then another thing. Oh yeah, actually, generate payment voucher and journal entry. Actually, system will be able to linking the once you generate the month end. Actually, you are able to link it back to the SQL account. So I put it in the chat box, then you guys can have a look here. Okay, so for this, as long as you are using a latest SQL Payroll version, then you are able to posting the either payment voucher or journal entry into the SQL Payroll if you are both SQL account and SQL Payroll user. Okay, first thing you have to export your payroll accounting, meaning your chart of account. So because to mapping, if the wages you have to post to which GL account, allowance you have to post to which GL account, you have to do all this setting. So after you've done this only one time, okay, only one time, then only you do the posting. So for posting, there's two options like what we had see in here, payment voucher or journal entry. Okay, you either you want it to be each employee to post, or you want a lump sum also can. Okay, so you can choose accordingly by branch, by department. Okay, and then whether you have project or not, then you can tick. Of course, the project and the payroll and account project code must be the same. If not, it won't be matched. Okay, and then either the last one is the optional, whether you generate a journal entry for employer EPF also accrual. Yeah, because you're going to pay to the SOXO EPF EIS right? So you can once you insert, then you have to post to accrual first, then only when you do the payment time, you do a payment voucher to EPS also, then you just reverse it out to GeroRest it lor. Okay, so this is the part optional here, you can do it. And then very simple here, you just export the file and then only you import into the SQL account. But first you must have the import module first. Okay, but alright, so lastly, what you do, you will need to do backup lor. Okay, backup is very important, yeah. Even though I know payroll maybe is you maybe middle of the month you do one time, at the month end you do one time, two times. So any times when you have updates, you may do a backup lah for safety purpose. Okay, so backup is very straightforward and very simple. You can just go under the file and then you go backup database, and then you can point where you want to save to. Let's say I'm going to save to my document folder, and I press OK. So system will run, and then done. You can see payroll is super fast one because the payroll data is very small only. Okay, and then my advice is your backup please be portable. Not necessary you must keep in the laptop, then just laptop. Maybe you can just upload to your Gmail or your Google Drive or where else lah. So anything happens, if your laptop lost, at least your data at cloud so you can just download and then you just install the SQL payroll system software again and then just restore a database instead of you need to rekey everything, because database is on your own protection. We don't hold your database here. Okay, so I think that's all. Any others question you want to ask? Okay, so if no more question, then I think we end our training here today. So thank you for attend, and then wish you a good weekend and enjoy your lunch and stay safe everyone. Okay, so see you guys in future. Bye.
Subscribe to our YouTube for the latest video, follow our Facebook for the latest update, go to our website for reports and guides. It's so easy.